We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
James Woods can say it. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When a Bowen turned into a vampire, all James Woods could say was ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When he became Peter's best friend, they sat around the house and said, piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. And you know that James Woods prices lines real well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, a piece of candy. A piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. And they know that he's nectar, the best of them all when he says, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. A piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. Reese's Pieces on the floor and watch him come and saying, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy, ooh, a piece of candy. And you know that James Woods prices lines real well, but everything that he reads becomes real hard to spell. Everyone tries to help him, but the words just won't come out. There's only one thing he can think of, and it's what comes out his mouth. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 When he comes out of his house, the women scream and shout. Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Piece of candy.
That girl, seen things you people wouldn't believe.
So, a creature for my amusement. Prepare for battle.
Fucking thing sucks!
Well, now, what do we have here? Who's this old fuck? Oh, wait, that's me! What happened? I had to put on my my Letterman sweater because it got a little chilly here. Yesterday was like in the 60s here in New York, and today was in the 30s. So, and I already got the sneezies. Thanks, Mother Nature, you fucking cunt. Anyway, hi everybody. Welcome to another edition of Extra Bulla. I want to shout out the chat here in the pit. We got Lucky's in the house. Well, she's in both houses. She's in the pit and she's with her man. Got Gamer for Life. Steve Wolfbrand. I always say Steve has one of the best radio names because it's just fun to say Steve Wolfbrand in the mornings on the morning zoo. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Cynical Girl is here. Hello, good to see you, Gamer for Life. Lainey Peterson got Chi-Town in the house. What's up, girl? She said she got some wine and some cheese, eating a dish made from scraps. Whoa, scraps of cheese, or is it scraps of more wine? One never knows. V.S. Adams, hello. I believe that's everybody. Welcome to the show. I appreciate y'all coming out. Tonight we got a special Extra Bulla, a musical Extra Bulla, if you will. Two of the finest musicians I know that are, and they're also just awesome guys. Let's see here. First off, get rid of that. I'm doing my own ones and twos because that's how Daddy works. Boom! Look at these guys there. You guys are on the screen. Jesse Jett and Steve Cutler. Steve Cutler with some bones in the background, and Lucky and little Poppers. Little Poppers.
The big happy family. Good to see you all.
What the hell? How are ya? What's going on there?
Cats aren't in my business. Cats.
Cats, come hither.
This ain't fucking Dr. Doolittle. What the fuck, man? I think I got a New York rat around here somewhere.
I thought this was a pet show. What's
I thought this ain't Animal Planet. That cat's like, get my ass off this fucking TV. That dog's headed for high ground. Man, this show's already gone sideways. What the fuck's going on here?
derailed by the furry ones?
Yikes.
I thought it was just going to be me and Jesse that would derail it. No.
I had furries derail the show once, but that was Florida. It's a whole
pets are always the wild card, you know, because you never know when they're going to take a dump. And what happened?
It's a crapshoot, literally.
Freeze frame, executive producer Paul Jungerwit. We're gonna go obscure tonight.
Way outside.
Steve, look, Jesse Youngblood here said he wants to go. He wants to go obscure tonight.
Oh man. We're off to a good start. That was fantastic.
Not bad.
Everybody knows executive producer Paul Jungerwit from the '80s.
Yeah.
Half them fucking shows in the '80s were Paul Jungerwit. That motherfucker.
Everyone.
Who the hell names their kid Junger in the middle? God, man, that's terrible.
Younger.
Do you think that New York City rats are bigger than Leo?
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think?
Oh, that poor dog wouldn't have a chance. I'm serious.
Bigger.
If Leo had a shotgun, he still wouldn't have a chance against these rats around here. Seriously, we have neighborhood cats, and the rats chase them. And these aren't like kittens. These are like big ass like street cats that fight each other for money. And And these rats are like, I ain't having none of this shit. You get the fuck away from my trash can. So,
When I lived in
Yeah.
the Florida Keys, we had Gambian pouch rats. Those fucking things you could put a saddle on. They are enormous.
that sounds like a.
It's
That
a
sounds.
cat-sized rat. Like
What kind? Wait, what kind of
That
rat
sounds
was
like
that? What did you call it?
Gambian pouch rat.
That sounds
Ambient
like a
pouch
Star
rat.
Trek animal, something you find on like
It
Rise of
does,
6
it
or
does.
some
What
shit.
is that?
I went to Rise of 6 and I found a Gambian pouch rat. The fuck?
Fascinating.
Ed Heller, Reefer, welcome, brothers. The circle is complete. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. I wanted to do a musical night because I think music in general is important for people. I think it's a kind of medicine for people, not just for musicians, for them to have an outlet for whatever emotional things they got going on, but also for people as well. You know, how many times have you been in a mood and you just want to, you put on the Huey Helicopter headphones and listen to like Dark Side of the Moon, or some In Through the Outdoor from Zeppelin, that kind of thing. I've always loved music. I was one of these guys that I had one of these rectangular tape cassette players, and I would put it next to the speaker of the radio and hit play and record and make mixtapes that way.
Oh, yeah.
You guys ever do that?
I can remember doing just that, and especially I was a total Deadhead since '83, and I would record. They would have like the Grateful Dead hour or some other show. There'd be like syndicated actual Grateful Dead shows that would play on the FM radio, and I'd record them so I could hear them at work the next day or the next week or whatever to have a tape. And then the next week would come and there'd be like a whole nother chunk of music, and I would record live shows and stuff too.
Yeah.
Whenever they were around,
Yep. Yeah, I actually do probably more cassette recording now even than when I was a kid, because when I was living in the Keys, I loved to just kind of bring a cassette recorder to shows and record me trying new songs and shit so I could kind of listen back later. And actually, when I did the Medicare for All March last summer, I brought the cassette player and put it in front of my bows when I performed. And on YouTube, my Julian Assange piece, there's a live version that's ripped off of my cassette. I took the cassette player home and then recorded that onto GarageBand and cleaned it up as best as I could. But that was my super classy cassette rip.
That is so retro, bro.
Right,
Awesome.
but I love that. One thing, especially now recording, that I just hate, everything sounds so clean and so wet and over processed. And I like hearing some hiss, a little crackle. I like hearing something that reminds you it's a real person that recorded this music. And I'd rather it be on the lo-fi end than the overproduced end. That's just me. But yeah, I got a stockpile of blank cassettes that I use on the regular. So.
Nice. Back in the days, you had to get the good stuff. I mean, if you were going to do it for reals, get the Mac. I used to get the Maxell Golds. A little pricey, but totally worth it, And then
the XL2s,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I upgraded from the rectangular tape cassette recorder too. I don't have one anymore because now I just listen to music through the computer. But I used to have a Pioneer stereo set, Pioneer receiver, and I had the dual cassette deck that I could record shit off the radio and stuff, and the equalizer. My brother-in-law had a Alpine system, and it was just, oh my god, so sweet. Had one in his car too, but he was totally like, that was any extra money he had, he always put it into like audio equipment and stuff like that. So.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
So musicians, you guys, I'm very jealous of you. You were talking about Jesse. You were talking about GarageBand. That's a Mac program for those not in the know out there. I use it, but,
and iPhone. Actually, I that's everything I do. All my albums, all my producing and recording and shit. That's all GarageBand on my phone. That's. I
love GarageBand. GarageBand is so good. I can play harmonica I could play harmonica on some blues songs, but that's about it. I never could play piano or guitar or anything like that. So I use the loops and what samples and stuff in GarageBand and make music with that. You know, so
That's fucking awesome, though. That's so fun.
It's fun.
It
really
is. It really is.
Cathartic.
In fact, I'm working on something for Jesse. Speaking of,
oh, I'm so excited about this.
oh yeah, so okay, so with StreamYard, right? You have that built-in countdown, right? That boom, dun, 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 dun. So right, so I got that. I cut that up. I put it into GarageBand, and so I'm just
all day, baby.
It's great. I the first time I heard it, I was like, I just love that beat. It was just like, damn, this is some badass shit. And I talked to Jesse. I said, hey, we should make a song out of this.
That's
the call it like
Clinton shit right there, bro.
Call it Countdown to Revolution. See, because it's a countdown.
All right.
See.
So and here's the beauty part. Here's where I got super excited about this. If all I give him is just a vocal track that I've recorded to that, and it's timed out, he starts it up and they go together. I'm not taking anything. I'm not sampling anything, not using it. They're just playing simultaneously and they happen to go together. It's just so beautiful. As soon as he said it, I was like, oh, fuck, we have to do this. This is too good.
So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to add to it and mix more sounds in it with other instruments in GarageBand too. So but I've gotten to a point where I have at a stopping point. I'm just waiting on the lyrics for Jesse to do the lyrics, and when I get that, I can take that into there, and then I can mix it up, and we're gonna have a little badass tune. So I'm looking forward to that. I love me some collaborations.
Hell yeah.
So one of the reasons I brought you gentlemen here tonight, like I said, I appreciate the music that you guys do. You're very talented musicians, and I want to start with Steve first. Just tell us how you got started in music, and like as far as like your political mindset, how did that work into it, and when did you start becoming like somewhat political? And did it have anything to do with the music?
I guess I started just like everybody when they're young. You know, I got into 45 records and stuff when my mom gave me a big stack of records and a bunch of albums and stuff. So I was like, you know, from the time I was like 5 or so, I was just like inundated with different music, and I just like eat it up. You know what I mean? All of it. And it covered all kinds of ranges of country and rock and roll and just whatever, classical, all kinds of music, just tons of varied music. And I guess I started playing seriously when I was probably about 19. I picked up a guitar for the first time and didn't really get anywhere with it on my own until I like really started to apply myself to it when I was about 22. And by the time I was like 23, 24, I joined the first band that I was in. I just happened to be in that band for 25 years. And so like that's how that went. And being political had a lot to do with like the songs and stuff that we were singing. My former bass player of the band wrote a bunch of good stuff, and I also started just being more politically minded probably around that time, and paying attention to marijuana prohibition and trying to be, you know, being active with Normal and just trying to like use music somehow to, you know, do stuff for people, play their benefits, their things, whatever, you know what I mean? And just went from there. I guess that's probably a good synopsis of it, like an eggshell.
Oh, right on. And what's your favorite genre of music?
Live music of any sort.
Good answer.
Improvisational live music is like my bread and butter, you know. That's the shit I love. Just interacting with other players and that thing that happens that's like collective, but it's unconscious, and it's a thing that like makes the music, you know, like the whole theory of the music plays the band, you know what I mean? And it really does, you know. And I've lived and breathed that for forever. and I believe that's the coolest thing you can do. One of the coolest things you can do on this planet is be a part of that, whether you're in the audience or you're in the band or whatever. You know what I mean? Just be present for that is hugely important and powerful.
Yeah, I think we've all been to like a ton of live shows, and there's nothing more powerful than live music. You know, because not so much because of the decibel level of it. It's the music that you love anyway, and then the vibe that you get with the crowd around you. Like when you're playing, it's a different thing because you're getting that vibe from the crowd to you. But when you're in the crowd listening, it's almost like you're in this I don't know, it's hard to explain, like a sea, like you're in an ocean, but instead of water, you're surrounded by music.
Collective. Yeah.
Right. And you feel the vibe off of everybody. It's like everybody is like a synchronicity.
It's synchronicity. Once it achieves that level of vibration and synchronicity between the band and the audience, you can't tell it apart, man. It's the same feeling. And it's just fucking love, you know. That's what it is. It's the good stuff.
I've done some live music myself. I was in a parody band with a good friend of mine who was like a musical genius. Could play drums, he could play guitar, he could play bass, he could play keyboards. I mean, just like anything you want to play. And we would just do these filthy parody songs in the middle of the Bible Belt in North Mississippi at this little oasis called the Princess Theater. Love that place. And it was so special, you know, because you know, we didn't have like big crowds or anything. I think the biggest crowd we may have had was probably like maybe 20 or 30 people, and it was during like a comedy show that was they had a comedy show in the main theater, and there was a coffee shop with a stage that was right off the theater there. So when people were done with the comedy show, they came in and we'd play our just filthy, you know, like it was like what's his name? Oh, who's the guy that used to do all those David Allan Coe? You remember David Allan Coe do those really filthy fucking songs? Oh my god,
dude.
Yeah, we would do like
terrible songs like around New England, John Valby, like one of the
Dr. Dirty. Dr. Dirty. Yes, I've heard. I learned about Dr. Dirty in junior college.
Yeah. What's the other guy? Biker Joe Warren. There's a fucking probably a dozen of them from different parts of the country.
I remember
did the circuit. You know what I mean? They play coast to coast.
I remember one song for David Allan Coe that he did. It was called "Shallow Throat," and it was just like this really soft, like almost like a love song. And he'd go, "Hot dogs and bananas were too big. Cucumbers and sausages, they just would not fit. She tried them all." And it was just like this. Jesus Christ, what the fuck kind of shit? You know, anyway. So, Jesse, let's hear your Marvel origin story as far as music and how you got into the political realm.
Well, first I got to say, going off of what Steve said, there are some questions that you don't think have a correct answer because it's an opinion thing. But then when you ask what's your favorite genre of music, and he said live music, I'm like, judges? Yep, that's the answer we were looking for. There we go. I never in my life heard somebody use that answer, and it's absolutely the best fucking answer.
Thank you very much.
Good night. Unfortunately, one of the last concerts I got to go to, probably 5 years ago, was a band called Between the Buried and Me. They're kind of a progressive metal band, and they had done a couple studio recordings of Queen covers, one of which was Bohemian Rhapsody, and I thought that was one of those kind of sacred things you don't cover. They did a fucking phenomenal job of it, and I didn't expect them to do it live, and they did. And it was one of those things, you're standing in this huge crowd of people, you've already had a great show together, and they closed this show out with Bohemian Rhapsody. And there's just a couple of those moments we're all looking at each other, and it's like, huge. You never expected to hear that live, especially done well. And I look at everyone, I'm like, fuck, I'm starting to cry, and everybody else was crying. It was just this collective sob. We were like, this is just so good. It was just like more than I was expecting. It was really, really incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to them. They did that and Bicycle, and a really, really heavy version of Bicycle, like kind of rock opera-ish Bicycle. It's stellar. Yeah. So okay, my as a musician, I guess origin, like my parents were both musicians. I don't think I had a chance. Even if I wanted to do something else, I probably would have fallen into music. But from a very early age, like that was all I wanted. And I think they knew, because Jett is my middle name, and I think they had a feeling like I could use a stage name because they prepared me. But I was luckily homeschooled, so when I wanted to start playing out at about 14, my parents were super supportive. They were like, we'll take you wherever you want to go, and a lot of the bars and clubs I started playing in, I had to get like a notarized form that I wasn't going to drink and I was just there to perform. It was a whole rigmarole to go through. But we did it, and my parents, God bless them, they shot me around to get everything notarized and go do these shows and hang out and give me rides. And so I got to start playing out bars and clubs around 14 solo, and was lucky enough to just play music for a living for a while in the Keys. And I had a few songs that were political originals, and I would notice that every time I'd pull them out, someone would have to bristle about it and say something, and you would always have the drunk guy that wants to copy and be like, hey man, great set, but you shouldn't do that political shit. Nobody wants to hear that. And I know that, but at the same time, sometimes I'm like, you know what, fuck it. That's all the more reason I want to do it, is because nobody wants to hear it, and they should hear it. And it wasn't until really the beginning of the pandemic. My wife works at our local hospital. She'd actually only been in the job for a few months before that hit. And I got laid off, and it was going to be quite a while before I was back to work. And just kind of realizing what we were getting into, that it was one of those things you might not be able to avoid. They're very quick to say everyone's going to get it at some point. They've been kind of pushing that on us from the beginning. And so once I had this chunk of time, I was like, what better time than now? If I'm not going to just say whatever I want to say and start making that kind of music, now's the time to do it. So I did one song mainly, Town Hall, and I got on Twitter just to try to find people that might be interested in it. I wasn't going to try to force that on like family and friends, and to this day, a lot of close friends and family don't know that I do this stuff. But I was lucky enough to find people on Twitter that were receptive to it, and I think had I not found that, I wouldn't have bothered doing more. It would have been something that was just for me, and I did a few of them, and that would have been it. But once I got that feedback, I started getting sucked in, and then I was trying to write something about whatever was going on every couple days, keeping up with the discourse. And that first album I put out, The Virus, is 24 songs, and I wrote them in about an 8-week period of just one after another, night after night. I'd get my kid to bed, and I'd make a pot of coffee, and I'd stay up. Out of necessity, I recorded everything in the car because it was the only place I had that was close to like a soundproof room where I wouldn't wake him or my wife up. And so I was out in the garage in my Envoy with recording everything on my phone. And yeah, that's still how I record everything, because it's a really decent vocal booth. Honestly, it makes for a good vocal recording. So yeah, and I've written originals my whole life, but they were just kind of songs, and I never bothered to try to distribute anything or actually prepare it. But when I started doing this, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. And so I got with DistroKid, who I've been happy with, and got stuff put out on streaming and just whatever, because it's like I wanted to be able to look at it and be like, there you go. And yeah, I'm glad I did. And now all of a sudden I'm got, I think, five things in, working on a sixth. And again, had I not found the people I found on Twitter, like I wouldn't have done any of it. So I can't tell everybody how much I love them. Like, the friends I've made on here are some of the best people, and know me as well, if not better, than a lot of my close, like, real life friends, or physically tangible friends.
Right on. Well, that's how I found you guys. I mean, I met Steve through the other Steve Poikinen. because I was watching Slow News Day, and then his Get Your Shit Together show that he had on, I think it was like last summer he was doing that. Oh, I love Get Your Shit Together.
I love that laugh from the Peanut Gallery. That's fantastic. I love it.
Jesus!
Say something to him.
Jesus, did you come back? You said you would. But no, and then Jesse, I met you through Mindy Moneybags, the grifter lady, Misty. So
Our cult leader.
the cult leader, Misty. I made her this thing where it's like it's the Kool-Aid Man, but it's got her face on there. It's like because it's Kool-Aid, you know. And our buddy Trey did this thing. He did this like reface of her onto her face onto Jim Jones. It was one of the most disturbing things I'd ever seen in my life. I was like, oh my God, I can't sleep at night now. I need some drugs. I need me some sleepy drugs. That's talking about the stuff of nightmares.
That shit'll get in your dreams, man.
I know, right? Waking up in cold sweats, like fuck, man. Mindy Jones.
It's cat time. So my cat's into doing like ASMR for people. So you're about to get some purrs, probably.
Nice.
Oh, kitty! I hear it. Jeez, Louise. That sounds like a 747 taking off. Kitty! Give me baby kitty! Cats make a grown ass people just turn into just stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, who's your baby?
Really?
You know what's interesting is he usually isn't this kind of cat until I'm doing an interview or a stream, and then he's all up in my biz and he wants to be on the mic, and it's just like, I don't know why, but he knows he's getting extra attention.
That's
He's
a show
"I'm
cat.
star." Yeah.
We're about to have both cats up in the mix. Can I swap out? No.
See, like Leo's a show dog, and what's the name of your cat? That cat that was just you just had?
That was Chief Brody.
Chief Brody.
My wife is a huge fan of Jaws, and when she was pregnant, we got the novel, and I used to read it to her every night. She would fall asleep every night before I got very far, so I just kept reading the same first couple chapters to the point that like I knew them by heart. I didn't even have to pick up the book after a while. I just sit there and recite what I knew until she passed out, and then that was a wrap.
Is she a Robert Shaw fan? Is that what it is? Hey, Brody, you were out in the water. You were on the Indianapolis. 1,000 sharks, 6 an hour. Like, oh my God, that's my favorite part of Jaws. Is that fucking shit. They're like, hey, look at this scar. Oh, you want to see this? Hey, you want to see this? Hey, you want to hear a story, boy? I'll tell you a story. You're like, Jesus, Quint. And then he turns into a sandwich. He turns into a Lunchable later in the show. Spoiler!
Have either of you read Jaws?
Oh yes.
Because oh my God, the movie's such an improvement. I'm reading it and just like you really find yourself rooting for the shark in a big way because it's just this whole love triangle. All of a sudden, she's banging Richard Dreyfuss's character.
Yeah.
And
What?
it's just like all over the place. Yeah.
He's fucking a shark? Does he fuck the shark?
Yeah, well, there's shark sex, probably.
Hey, Brody.
Hey, Brody.
Richard Dreyfuss is fucking a shark over here.
Fun fact.
I
wonder if I can find this. Hang on.
That's a fucked up book, man. I don't want to read that shit. I don't want to hear about nobody fucking sharks, man.
I don't know. Is there a different?
We need an expert here. What would
Let's ask Warren.
marine biology bestiality be called?
Is there a marine biologist in the group? That's George from Seinfeld. Is any? I'm a marine biologist.
Where's Rick Breland's mom when you need her? Come on.
Come on, Mom.
Georgie!
Fun bit of trivia after
It's so heavy.
after we finished Jaws, my wife was just like, that book was kind of a disappointment from what I wanted. I was like, what did you want? She was like, honestly, just shark porn, just graphic, just shark getting it. And she was like, I feel like you could probably write something like that. And so I wrote this book for my wife that is just shark porn. I don't know if I can get my phone at the right angle. It's called Predominant. It's just like I'm going to.
That's
this
a
was
wide
like
open mouth.
3 years ago.
That is.
One day I'll just have
How
to put
deep
this
is the-
somewhere for people on Twitter because it is just. I mean, it's not to like a Sharknado degree by any means,
Right.
but
Oh my god.
you know, you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit.
What would Sharknado be on the shark porn level? Is that like? Is
Oh
that
God,
like-
on the scale, I don't know. At least a code orange. I mean, I'd have to get.
Gotta be up there.
Sharks be fucking
I
up
don't
in
know
that
what that
tornado, and you're like, what the hell?
What
Procreating
the hell
ass
is going
sharks.
on?
Get a room.
And of course, now you couldn't release that book because there's so many people that want to defend sharks as non-violent, which I get. And my book really paints sharks in a poor light. That I think the shark people would be coming after me. I'd be getting canceled
Everybody doesn't have to
by
love
Big Shark.
bro. You know.
So
I mean, it's all well and good till you start putting like Lee and Perrins on your legs, and you go out in the water, and the shark's like, "Ooh, I like that." All right, so before we get too crazy, we have some
Wait.
we have some entertainment. You guys are gonna do tunes for us tonight, right? So
Yeah.
so Jesse, get ready to fire it up. But first, speaking of politics, now this debuted the other day on Slow News Day. I believe Steve played this first ad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this first ad for this candidate that's running for office. His name is Cy Oppenheimer. Is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay. So, is there any kind of backstory to Cy that you want to share? Or do you want me to just play the thing?
I mean, I think he makes his case pretty clear. You know, we see an awful lot of candidates want to come out and say that they're really working for us, but you know that's not true. And I don't think Cy is one of those. I think Cy is someone you can actually.
He seemed
trust
like
and make
somebody
good
you
on
could
his word.
trust. I saw
You
that
know?
ad the other
Yeah.
day. He
And you know
seemed
me, I'm out of electoral politics in a big way, but I'm voting for this guy every step. I'm going to write him in 2024. By God.
right on.
He seems like he's got a good pitch. I was I got a chance to catch an early preview of this, but we're gonna give this the old college try. Let's see here. This is the first ad, and hopefully this works.
Hi, I didn't see you there. Cy Oppenheimer here, working class man of the grassroots people. And I'm excited to announce that with the help of my friends at Monsanto, I'm going to be running for state seat 12 so we can get big money out of politics. See, for too long in Washington, corporate lobbyists have drowned out the passionate squeals of the working man, the little man. And I aim to change that. I want to hear your squeals because your voices matter. Your stories matter. That's a value I share with the big families at Unilever and PepsiCo. I built a career out of fighting for the underdogs, like Amazon and Boeing. And now I'm ready to take the fight right to the corruption in Washington, D.C. If I can count on you to contribute a mere $27 to this campaign, I can get to work making sure $27 feels like a lot more money to you next year. And now, some classic bamboozling, and you're going to eat up every second of it. I have always been a staunch supporter of the concept of a living wage. I am a tireless defender of Medicare for all in theory, but I think we can all agree it's a slippery slope. I believe that America can be virtually accessible to practically everyone. Education is a critical, fundamental cornerstone of the basic building blocks at the heart of America's essential understanding and core cultural knowledge capacity. Tools. I'm Cy Oppenheimer, and my inhuman corporate owners approve this message. So I do too. Cy Oppenheimer. Real change we can talk about.
Rewind, true change won't make you wait in such a long line.
That face.
Life's not just a way to waste your free time. Air that's fit to breathe is not a free ride. Free ride.
That's beautiful.
That was a beautiful,
You
beautiful
know,
film.
I thought I was done with electoral politics too. Fuck it. I don't even care where. I'm gonna move to wherever this guy's running, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna vote for him.
What district is he in? Because I want to be there. You know? He seems so
He's in the
forthright.
awesome district. That's where he is.
At least he's honest.
He seems honest.
I'm gonna fuck you over.
Gonna bamboozle us. I like him already.
I mean, fuck. I'll take it.
No KY jelly for you. This is gonna be a rough one. Jesse, with that, now you got to sing for your supper. Even though we didn't provide any food, so you're gonna have to sing for free.
The song is such a downer, though.
That's why you got to bring it out.
We're gonna have a big dip
It's all
before we.
about variety, man.
It's okay. It's all right.
Ooh.
It's you know
Man.
these
So can I just
kids
say,
need to learn.
I had way too much fun making that. I had the house to myself for a little while, and I've never laughed alone as much as I did trying to walk into a wall and still talk with a straight face. I probably did that 30 times. I just could not keep my shit together.
Wait! Before you
like-
go, before you start singing, hang on a second. I think this is what you're talking
See,
about.
I built a career out of fighting for the underdogs, like Amazon and Boeing. And now I'm ready to take that fight right to the Caribbean.
You just like it. I'm gonna just keep on my single thing.
I had to do that until it just didn't. I was numb to it until I didn't even like feel it, the thought of it anymore. It was oh my god. I can't imagine trying to work on a show like what the people on like It's Always Sunny or Seinfeld went through.
Right?
When you
Actual
watch bloopers,
pratfalls and shit.
having to like desensitize yourself to something that's so funny you can't like how, you know?
You hear the director in the background going, "We're losing the light. We're losing the light."
The one that always stuck with me because I love Seinfeld bloopers, and God bless her, Elaine couldn't keep her shit together. That woman laughed at everything.
Giggle
And
factor.
one day she's in the middle of cracking up, and Jerry leans over to her and he goes, $8,000 a minute. And he's like, that's what it's costing to do this is $8,000 a minute. And then she just straightens her shit up. Pressure's on.
So what have you got for us here?
Well, you know, you asked us if we felt like doing a cover or an original. I'm like, I don't do covers very often. That'd be a fun thing. And I used to. I mean, God knows, before pre-pandemic, when my wife and I play in a duo together, and then I did solo gigs as well. So I'm used to playing all kinds of covers. And there weren't that many that were political. This song definitely was, and I haven't played this in a long time. But tonight seemed like a really fun night to do it. This song was by Woody Guthrie. Originally, it's been covered by everybody, and in fact I didn't know how many people covered this song until a couple gigs that I played it at. I had a guy come up and go, "Hey, great job on that Willie Nelson song," and I was like, "I don't think I played a Willie Nelson song that set." And then another night someone was like, "Hey, great job on that Joan Baez song." I was like, "I know I didn't play a Joan Baez song. What the fuck are you talking about?" And it turns out it was this song. Woody Guthrie actually knew a friend that was a teacher wrote these lyrics, and Woody Guthrie put them to music. This song was about what we did and still really do to immigrants, and a little nod into how we incentivize the destruction of crops for farmers. In just a quick first line, but man, it really gets you. This song is called Deportee.
Right on.
I hope. Bear with me. Chord of this now.
Crops are all in and peaches are rotting. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. You're flying them back to that Mexico border to pay all their money to wait back again. My father's own father, he waited that ever. He took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters come work in the fruit trees. They rode those trucks till they took down and died. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus Maria. You won't have your name when you ride the big airplane. And all they will call you will be deportee. Yeah. See the sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. Fireball lightning and it struck all our hills. Say, who are all these friends I scatter like dry leaves? Oh, the radio says they are just deportees. Is this the best way we can grow your big orchard? Is this the best way we can grow your good fruit? Scatter like dry leaves to rot on the topsoil, to be known by no name except deportee. Goodbye, my one, goodbye, Rosalita. Adios, mis amigos, Jesus Maria. You won't have your name when you ride the big airplane. 'Cause all they will call you will be deportee.
There you have it.
Beautiful, brother.
Thank you.
That beats the hell out of my Sir Mix-a-Lot covers that I do. You know.
You don't know that. I haven't heard it. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Although the Richard Cheese version of
now I kind of do.
the Richard Cheese version of
really
I
nice.
Like Big Butts is great. I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in. That was beautiful. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
So we also have another special treat for you, but
the mini stump speech video today, from what I understand.
Yes. Also, but before that, we have a request from one of our friend of the show, Lainey Peterson from 99 Perspectives up in Chicago. She is wondering, let's see, if you want to put your music on World Perspectives Radio Chicago. So, if you're interested in, yes, I believe
I will be in touch. Yeah.
She's on she's on the Twitters, so I think you should be able to get
Yeah,
a hold of her that
I'm
way.
pretty sure we actually just followed each other recently. So yes,
Laney,
I will be in touch. That's awesome.
Laney's, she's another one of my my Gen X queens. I see her on Hardlands Media on Thursdays. She's my prep for this show. So when I see her on Hardlands Media, I'm like, she's like gets me inspired, ready for the show for Thursday night. So, Lainey, I love you.
Awesome.
You're an awesome lady. So, let's because like you said, we had the first ad before this, and you dropped this today, and I believe this is the debut on the
This
big
is.
webs.
I think so, yeah.
On the Magic Picture Box.
Yep.
This thing's hysterical too. Let's get into this. Jesus Lord. May God have mercy on our souls.
Cy Oppenheimer here, working class man of the Classroots people. And you know, when I was a young tyke running around my father's gorgeously appointed mansion, I looked up to the Democrats as a party of hope, trust, and kept promises. But the Democratic Party of today is largely complicit in stonewalling the progress of the American people in the hopes of furthering their own outlandish wealth. And that's why I am running as a Democrat. Because I am ambitious enough to take this moment in history and to use it to my advantage. And you're all just desperate enough to believe in me. And that is how we win. See, with corruption running rampant and greed taking over DC, many Democrats are taking plenty more than their fair share and are lining their pockets with thick, swollen wads of corporate cash. American politics has quickly become an all-you-can-eat buffet of bribery and insider trading. Which is why it's imperative that you get me to Washington immediately. So with the help of my friends at BlackRock, I intend to charge into the burning building that is our political landscape and to single-handedly do what no politician before has managed to do. Completely overhaul the entire system, convince the wealthiest Americans that they've had enough, and finally get our elected officials to make good on their word. And that's a promise that comes from me and Raytheon CEO Greg Hayes, who is my legitimate son, Reagan Kissinger Oppenheimer's godfather. I'm Cy Oppenheimer, working class grass of the man roots people, and I've been told that I approve this message. Thank you. May God bless every American with a median income of at least $75,000. Cy Oppenheimer, change you are absolutely going to believe in.
So good.
They're following the pipeline of how the
Oh,
West was
shit.
won, how the West declined,
Chug it, suckers.
how the West made
Hey,
debt into a
Andre says I'm
genocide,
gonna vote
to
twice.
how the West demolishes a picket line.
That motherfucker said I'm gonna break the law. I'm gonna vote twice
By 2 times.
for psyops. Oh my
Psyops.
God.
He's
No,
just motivated, you know? He just has that.
That's
That
Bernie
really stand
2.0.
up
He's
sort of-
bringing everybody out.
Yeah. Bringing him dry.
I feel like he needs suspenders. Can he have suspenders?
Oh man, he should. Yeah, I'll have to do a video soon because
I'm
One
thinking,
or the
you know,
other, but maybe, you know.
yeah, maybe.
as you know, lately I've had my awakening with the bibs, and let me tell you, I walk around work all day just like a landowner, just stretching the suspenders on those bibs. Oh, it's so satisfying. My God.
He's already got a character with the suspenders. So.
Well,
That's right.
The bib overalls. To be fair, I can throw some suspenders on a dress shirt, and it's a whole different deal.
Oh, that is
yeah.
entirely.
Was it,
no, it's still in the wheelhouse for Cy Oppenheimer. Absolutely.
Is
Nothing's off the
JJ
table.
is JJ Bibbs knockoff truck stop barbecue sauce? I believe, right? That was like that was born on Misty's show, right? You and Poikinen. That's a
It
collaboration.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
Just one of
Oh
those
my
inside
God.
jokes that I decided, like, we're not going to let this die. We're going to snowball this thing just bigger than it ever deserved to be. And now, yeah, I was like, wouldn't it be great if I been doing all this music for a couple years and suddenly the thing that I get really known for is like an imaginary barbecue sauce? I can't get over how great that would be.
I've never seen anybody inspired. I've never seen a barbecue sauce. I've never seen a barbecue sauce inspired by suspenders. That's a first for me.
Or a political candidate, for that matter.
I know, right? 2022 is full of fucking surprises.
Crazy year, man.
Can you imagine
Steve.
if that grift caught on as like a real thing? Like people really bought the grift and like it went wild and you're like,
You know what's funny is the sauce didn't, but I found one of the quote tweets on the first Cy Oppenheimer video was someone getting really mad that he said Medicare for all was a slippery slope. And I was like, he's serious. And all the comments were people like, why wouldn't you run on this and this and this and this and get super mad? And then finally someone goes, I just watched the whole thing. I think this might be a comedian or something, guys. I don't think this is
Really?
I have a funny
God
man on
damn
our
it.
hand.
Was walking into a wall not enough to tip you off? Like, are you fucking? And on one hand, it speaks to how quickly people get on Twitter, and the first thing they see, if they want to get mad at it, they're gonna get mad at it. But it also says a lot about how used people are to a politician saying absolute bullshit to them, and we're supposed to believe it. They were just like, I guess this is for real. I don't know.
It's true. People say the most outlandish shit, and they're serious about it. But so then when you try to do parody, the parody sounds more serious. Was it life imitating art? You know, that kind of thing.
I literally was the eye twitching and walking into a wall, not some kind of clue that this was a parody. My God.
Imagine putting a pay link at the end of it, right? Like,
They probably just thought it was low budget, man. You know, it's like this guy's cutting corners. He's walking. It's like the Ed Wood did that video for you. It's like, oh, he walked into a wall. It's like, yeah, we'll keep it. He would have walked into that wall in real life. All right.
You can make a link, Jesse. See if anybody is actually stupid enough to donate to that.
Thinking it's a
There
real
will
campaign.
be. There'll be somebody
It's
that's
just like a
donating.
mutual aid link, actually, and I just say it's to donate to Cy Oppenheimer.
Steve, I gotta say, so you and Lucky, y'all are up in the Northeast with me, right? We're up here, and y'all be dealing with this bullshit weather that I've been dealing with down here. I'm pretty sure. And so if anybody is out there that's sick from the weather, I feel for you. I'm trying to drink away the cold. It doesn't seem to be helping, but at least I don't remember being sick.
There you go.
So you said, all right. So what was the name? You said you were in a band for 25 years, right? What was the name of your band?
Desert Rain.
Desert Rain.
Yep.
Where were you based out of?
Connecticut, northeastern Connecticut mostly. Massachusetts a little here and there. Like members from around that area, you know.
Are you from Connecticut originally, or from the Northeast?
Yeah.
Right on.
I was born in Putnam, Connecticut, which is like nestled in the left armpit of Connecticut, as it were. About.
Now, my experience with Connecticut, me and my lady friend have gone to an adult summer camp. Now this had nothing to do with porn. It was just like it was summer camp with adults. Okay, so it wasn't like a summer camp where you make porn movies. Although, $1 million idea, asterisk, see me after the show. But
go on.
I've been to Kent, Connecticut, and that's where the camp was. We had a blast. There's such beautiful country there too. It's just like these giant hills surrounding it, and it kind of reminded me. The weather-wise, it kind of reminded me of Mississippi, because like sometimes we'd go in July or August, and you just get that humidity, but they have like a big giant lake there, you could swim in and get leeches on your back and stuff. It was really cool. And but I love the outdoors. I really do. Lainey says she's scandalized. Lainey, I hope this ain't the first time you watch this show. We've had some more scandalous stuff on this show. All right. We some raunchy ass motherfuckers on this show, all right. But stick around; it'll even out. It evens out.
It evens out. It's all relative.
I have seen so many of your live streams, Steve. Steve Cutler live on YouTube, and I got all your links down below in the description for you and Jesse, where you can find you on YouTube.
Man.
I just love the vibe of your show, man. It's just like you got that Yes album cover going on in the background, kind of thing. It's just I dig it, and you're just like You're always playing the best tunes, and I appreciate you for it. And you've got a tune for us tonight as well. What are you going to do for us?
I think I'm going to sing a song called Firebrand.
Firebrand.
Yeah.
Right
it's kind of weird because it's kind of innocuous. The song title was people submitted song titles for the song. Like we wrote the song and then we're like, well, it doesn't have a name, so what do you want to call it? And we just like let the people that come to see us all the time like decide what it was, and Firebrand won. So that's the name of the song.
Right on. Well, let's hear it, brother.
All right. Loaded up the wagon with trip supplies. Kinfolk in the street all waving goodbye. Set out on the trail toward the western sky. You know we'll make a better living if we can survive. Well, the first 100 miles only took 3 days, 'cause the Pequot Nation was still in our way. Paid for our gas with pockets of change and headed out back on the lonesome range. If we could only make it to New Haven, we could only find some tickets to the show. We could only smoke a little bit of kind bud. Ooh. Ooh. 20 miles east of Syracuse. Almost hit a cop when the tire came loose. We didn't have a spare, only an excuse, and a half a pound of nuggets from a freak named Bruce. From a freak named Bruce. If we could only make it to Pittsburgh, if we could only find some tickets to the show, we could only huff a little bit of nitrous. Ooh. Wow, 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 wow. Ooh. Didn't get a loser till the second night. The terrapin was short, but the plane was tight. Jerry played a stranger with a broken string. Brent turned into Bruce. Phil began to sing. Scarlet in a fire, Stephen in a space. Went to take a leak and someone stole my face. Someone stole my face. Camping in the mountains of the Great Divide, wagging up and down back in Telluride, eating nuts and berries, we were barely alive. Couldn't thumb a ride no matter how we tried. How we tried. If we could only make it to Vegas, if we could only find some tickets to the show, we could only drop a little bit of liquid. Ooh. Say ooh. If we could only make it to Frisco, if we could only find some tickets to the show, if we could only hear the boys playing.
Beautiful. Beautiful. It was an extra treat tonight having live music here tonight. You know what I mean? I'm sipping on cold beers right here, and it's taking me back to North Mississippi when I was in college, and I would go to these little hole-in-the-wall places, and you'd have like these North Mississippi bands, like there was this one band called Fappy Tweed, right? And the guy, they're not together anymore. But one of the guys, he has like a recording studio up in Oxford, Mississippi, up at Ole Miss, and I haven't been back that way in probably almost about 15 years, but I've always felt that, like, hanging out with musicians, musicians are some people who are just very special people. You know what I mean? Not just because of the music that they do, but it's just because of who they are and where those inspirations come from, and they're just like the best people in the world to me. When I open the show, that 8 minutes of countdown, there's two bands that play. The first two songs are by this group. They're not together anymore, but they're called the Hamburger Hobos, good friends of mine from North Mississippi. And the last song, I'm Gonna Find That Girl, is from a buddy of mine. He's up in Maine, with the oh god, what's the name? Oh, I can't remember the name of it. I'm a little tipsy. Daddy, I loved it. Too much sauce. Woo woo. The Gamaguchis. They are still together.
I just noticed I am as well, so I'm gonna have one more just for good measure.
Smoke them, drink them if you got them. This is the debauchery hour. So,
my boss literally, I'm off for the next few days for the birthday weekend.
Nice.
And I was like, I said, are you sure you're okay tomorrow morning? Because I can come in for like a couple hours, just kind of get the first truck loaded and get you guys good. He was like, no. He was like, absolutely not. I want you to go home. I want you to get drunk tonight. So my
best boss ever
for you.
On now, Mike, you brought it.
Now, me and Steve are January babies. When's your birthday, Jesse?
28th. It was right on the cusp.
Nice. Yep. And how old are you gonna be, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm gonna be 33.
Oh, it's such a wee one, eh? Steve is such a baby. Look at him. Look at that fresh face on him. Oh, I got
still got those boys' good looks.
You ever felt the wind, son?
I got shirts older than you.
Midsection where I still sound like a 12-year-old boy, but my knee sounds like a pestle and mortar, or just like someone eating popcorn when I go upstairs.
I can relate to that.
Well, I tell you, you do look
for years to come, Jesse. For years, you'll be. Oh God, it can get worse than that. Oh,
yeah, right. Oh, I'm sure.
You look very young for 33. When I was 33, I looked rode hard and put up wet,
you.
man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I did some hard living back in the days, and sometimes some of those things, there were some great times, but some of those things I probably had no business doing. You know what I mean? Now that I look back, but hindsight's 2020.
I did air duster once at a friend's wedding. It wasn't the wisest move, but when in Rome, I didn't want to be rude. It was the wedding.
Are you guys huffing glue?
Everyone.
Well, what the hell? Might as well.
Who's got glue? It ain't
Well,
a party.
I triggered Warren. Hold on.
Who's got glue?
Did you say Chester's?
I was gonna say, if either you got glue or somebody opened the gas tank on a 3-wheeler, that's a party too. All right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
When I was a kid, growing up I was in Panama City, Florida, for when I grew up, and fire ants everywhere. They'll eat you alive.
Yeah. Oh.
And get a bite, and my mom would be like, let's put some rubbing alcohol on. And I remember one time I picked up the bottle, I was like, oh god, that smells good. My mom was like, uh-oh. That's not good.
It does smell good. I ain't gonna lie, I used to do that too. My sisters would use that for nail polish remover, right? And I'd be like,
oh yeah.
Oh, what's this? Hello, you little temptress.
Hello, friend.
The first time I ever smelled weed, I was at a Metallica show. I went to see Metallica. This was '99, so I was 10, and my mom took me to see Metallica. This was actually a makeup show. Okay, so fun. We go to see Metallica at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, and it was fantastic '90s lineup. You had Metallica headline. There was Kid Rock in his heyday. First record just came out. Power Man 5000.
Goddamn.
Korn, and System of a Down.
Oh shit!
System of a Down.
That's almost the same lineup as Ozfest '99.
Yeah, this was
Except
Summer
it was
Sanitarium. So yeah.
Yeah.
So System of a Down, like Sugar had just come out. That was about it. So they're like the first band, and everyone's jaws are on the fucking floor because this band is just like killer,
sick. Yeah.
And Kid Rock came out. He was Kid Rock. Power Man 5000. Their mix was garbage. The whole time this show is going on, and there is a lady sitting next to me who is at least 70, maybe 75, who is very mad. And I'm like, why is she here? Like, for what purpose? Because she's got this foul look on her face. Korn comes on, and she's like clapping, and she's singing. She knows every word to every song. I don't know if it was someone's mom or grandma, but this woman was a diehard Korn fanatic. And she was just like, that was the only thing she was engaged for, but she loved every second of their show. We're waiting for Metallica to come out, and waiting, and finally they come out, and they were like, hey, James Hetfield hurt his back today on a Wave Runner. He's fucking ripped some discs. Like, he can't make it. So hang tight. We're going to do something special. And everybody from every band came out and started swapping around on instruments and playing Metallica songs.
Oh,
so you have like singer from Korn drums, and, you know, Serge from System. Like, there's just this whole swapping around, playing through all these Metallica songs, which is phenomenal.
Amazing.
And then we get makeup tickets to an actual Metallica show a few months down the road. I'm like, God damn. So we get to see Metallica with Corrosion of Conformity, and great show. And a little ways into it, all of a sudden I catch this whiff, and there's these guys in front of me, and one of them, his shirt said, "I fucked sheep." I'll never forget it. And I catch this whiff, and I'm like, oh man. I go, Mom, because my mom took me to the concert. I'm like, what is that? She's like, that's pot, honey. It's like, oh man, it smells like chicken that's been marinated in orange juice. She's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go. And we're off.
Yeah.
Chicken marinated. Are you sure you weren't at Panda Express? Come on, man. Somebody was smoking weed at the Panda, kid.
You know they had some dank weed at the fucking Metallica show, bro. Come on. That's fucking great.
Jesus. Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Let's rewind to the I fuck sheep, dude. What?
Yeah.
That's, you know what? We call that down south. We call that a marriage vow. We say,
tonight.
I'm just saying, South Mississippi, we don't play, man. You know, if you can stick it in a hole, do it.
I thought that was for catfishing.
Or chicken marinating in orange. Oh, holy shit! I was not expecting that.
Sure, it was
Jesus
orange
Lord.
and not apricot. You know?
And you know what's funny is, even to this day, like, I annoy the shit out of my wife because I get some new weed. I'm like, oh, honey, smell this. It's like this kind of piney. There's a little mango kind of berry. She's like, it smells like weed, honey. It all smells like fucking. It all smells like, no, it doesn't. You don't understand, all right?
You don't
First time I
nuance of these scents.
The first time I smelled weed, I was down in New Orleans. You guys ever been down to New Orleans?
New Orleans, yeah.
I still
Been
haven't.
there.
I live there.
Jesse, you've never been to New Orleans?
Never. And I grew up just a few hours away and never went.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't say how it is post Katrina because last time I was down there was 2003. So, and that was right before I moved to LA. But New Orleans is a fantastic place. And music-wise, it's unbelievable down there. You get such a vibe down there. It's like you're in another country to me. It's like, because you got that old-ass architecture down there, and there's like music everywhere, and the food, fuck, man, the food.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Just beautiful. Many levels of fucking awesomeness.
Lainey says first time she smelled weed, she was at a Styx concert. Paradise Theater concert.
Young.
Nice. I had a chance to go to see the Mr. Roboto tour. My sister was going to take me, but my parents wouldn't let me go because it was on a school night. And I was like, you motherfuckers. I mean, I didn't say that because I would have got my ass whooped, but I was thinking it. I was like, man. But my sister was always cool. If she went to a show, she always brought me back a t-shirt. So I did have a Mr. Roboto shirt. So I wore it the next day, and I was like, yeah, I went to the show.
I have a good rock and roll story. When I was 8, I went to the brand new Kmart that they had just built, and they had this fucking huge records and tapes aisles. Like there was like 4 aisles or whatever, and they had Kiss Alive 2 album cover like spread out in the thing. Yeah, I took it and put it in my jean jacket and tried to walk out the door with it.
5-figure discount.
Like, mine. My dad had to come home from work. Like this was in Warwick, Rhode Island. He worked in Providence, so he had to drive from Providence to Warwick and then fucking come get me all mad and stuff. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, but it's Kiss. Look at that. And I made him look at the album cover, and it's all just fire and their fucking comic book fucking shit and all. Oh, incredible. I ended up going to that show in Providence that year.
Oh, nice. So, question for both of you. Jesse, I'll let you go first. What was the very first concert you ever went to?
Matchbox 20 touring for their first album.
Wait.
Yep. Yep. And
fuck?
Okay, so Matchbox
started off with Matchbox 20?
Matchbox 20 like just dropped their like first single, and oh god, where was that?
I thought he was going to say
like Pensacola Civic Center.
Live at the Pensacola Civic Center.
The warm-up band, Cool for August, which is a fantastic band name. They ended up warming up Creed when I saw Creed at Club La Vila in Panama City Beach, when Creed had just come out with My Own Prison and was just kind of touring around. And that was the first time I sustained the accidental cigarette burn of someone standing next to you in a crowd, just like branding you right in the arm for a minute before you know.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yep. Creed put on a good show. They were young, they were hungry, they were fighting for it. By the way, I cannot recommend Scott Stapp's autobiography enough. It is comedy gold. This dude is trying his best to be like remorseful about the drug addiction and all the wanton sex. And at the same time, you can tell he's also just like, God, this was so awesome. Like he can't take, like at the time he's like, isn't this dope? Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't have done it, but oh my God, listen, check out this sweet ass story. Like it's so over the top and just it's fantastic. It's a friend of mine got it for me and I started reading it, and it's the funniest shit I've ever read. Like
great.
Matchbox 20. Oh boy, I was not expecting that. Steve, you gotta save the day. What was your first concert, brother?
All right, let me preface it by saying I was 8 years old. The same summer that I got busted for shoplifting a Kiss record, I went with my next door neighbor David Heenall, and we went and saw Don McLean at the Warwick Musical Theater.
Nice.
It was in the round. It was a theater in the round, and it was just like the coolest fucking thing I ever saw.
That's awesome.
At the time, I was pretty fucking awestruck by it, and I think it really probably influenced me through my life to want to be on a stage and sing for people and shit, because he had a fucking voice of gold. You know what I mean? And all these great songs, tremendous, tremendous good stuff.
Right on.
But corny by today's standards. You know, you thought I was gonna say like Foghat or something.
I saw During and Foreigner.
We all wish for Foghat. Because I am a fool for the city.
Right.
God, I was talking about Foghat today at work. Actually, I was once playing cards with some people, and I said something about Slow Ride, and someone's like, "What?" I was like, "Slow Ride, Foghat," and everybody goes, "I don't know what that is." And I sing it. I do the whole thing. I was literally, there were 8 people in this room and none of them knew. And I'm like, am I in the goddamn Twilight Zone? Is this some alternate dimension where the only thing different from my normal reality is there never was a fog hat? And I'm like shit crazy right now. And none of them had heard of fog hat. I got up and left. What do you do? Like, it's
That is so weird.
You ask them if they know if they've ever requested Freebird.
Yeah.
Because Freebird is always requested.
Yeah, but
And that's what
Foghat is right
I
up
know,
there in that echelon of classic rock
But
songs.
if
You
you
know,
don't know what
epic
Freebird is,
10-minute song.
then that
It is one of those. You can start listening to it. You can go make a sandwich. You can take a shit.
Yeah.
You can come back, and you're just in time for the
This
second
song,
chorus.
right,
It-
Warren? I mean,
Yeah,
you're
Slow
DJ,
Ride
like-
is long, and Freebird is even longer. I had a chance
Yeah,
to
man.
see Leonard Skinner down here at Coney Island. So used to, before they built the amphitheater and started charging like $100 a seat, they had free concerts down at Coney Island. So we got to see Cheap Trick, we got to see Joan Jett, and we had a chance to go see Leonard Skinner, but it was one of those summers where it was like in the hundreds, you know, and it's all outside. We're like, fuck that. I am not going to go outside and melt for Freebird. All right. Fuck that. I can sit in air conditioning and listen to my
Shout out to
first,
Larry Johnson. Is Larry still alive? The bassist for Skinner?
I don't know. Half that band's dead, I think.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the piano player just passed.
I got to smoke with him. I got to see 38 Special and smoke with their bassist, who was the founding bassist for Skinner.
Nice.
And I didn't think anyone like. It's one of those times where you don't think you're gonna get to smoke at an event, and all of a sudden someone hands you a one hitter, and it was Larry Johnstrom, and I'm like, oh. singer turns around and yells, "What the fuck is wrong with the drums?"
They don't
And like the whole auditorium froze up, like when mom and dad are fighting. It's just this weird, like, what's happening? And like a couple months later, they announced that they broke up. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that was a weird vibe at that last show.
Jesus.
Now,
All
are
right.
you guys back on the screen?
I think we are.
Oh, they didn't hear any of that.
Oh, it's all right.
Missed it.
We're fine. We're doing
It'll
good
be
here.
fine.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Every one of you. We talked bad about every one of you. It's a good thing you're here.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
The whole inside scoop on Cy Oppenheimer. Okay.
Daddy got drunk and hit the wrong button. All right, so one last question for you, for both of you gentlemen. Steve, I'll go with you first. What was the best concert that you've ever been to? I know it's a hard question.
It's a super hard question.
Or one of the best. We'll say one of the best.
Certainly one of the best was Chicago, Soldier Field, 1992. I believe it was June 24th. I want to say the 24th of 1992. And it was Grateful Dead with Steve Miller Band opening it up. And James Cotton.
Nice.
And James Cotton joined for a whole big chunk of the second set and stuff. And they did like a Love Light and all these like just this great shit. Like he played on West LA Fadeaway with them and stuff. It was just fucking like one of the magical fucking things. Like, oh my God, this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole place is just levitating,
Nice.
Good shit.
Jesse, one of the best concerts you've ever been to.
Ooh. Maybe one of my favorite lyricists ever is indie rapper by the name of Aesop Rock, who's been around for quite a while. And I'd never gotten to see him live before. And then a few years ago, he was in Grand Rapids, a little place called the Pyramid Scheme, which is a great place to get stabbed at. And I was like, you know what? I gotta, like, it's too close. And this was the sweatiest, fartiest crowd I've ever been in a small room. And he even said something in the middle of the show. He's like, God, Grand Rapids, you're ripe tonight.
That's a hot room right there.
It was his birthday, that show. I'm pretty sure he turned 40 that night. And he's just his lyrics and writing are just ridiculous. Just the kind of shit that makes me like I aspire to it. And yeah, I got to see him for the first time finally in a really small, stinky little room, and he put on just the most incredible show. So that's definitely up in the top for me. And then I got to see Tool in the pouring rain in Birmingham in early 2000s, and it was Tool. They were
that's kind of
really
how I feel about
beautiful
Tool.
show.
That's how I feel about Tool. Like trying to single out one greatest show is like it's impossible.
And like they were, I mean, in the torrential rain, like guys in the parking lot selling you garbage bags for $5 to use as a poncho, and you're buying it. I bought a chili dog from the concession stand, and by the time I got back to my seat, the rain had washed away the entire wrapper and all the chili, and it was just a soggy bun and this dog. And Maynard said something to the effect of, like, I appreciate everyone coming out here because I wouldn't stand in the rain for any of you fucking people.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was tremendous. So yeah, those are probably the two that spring to mind that really like stay with me.
Yeah, the couple times I've seen Tool, fucking wow.
I heard Tool in concert is just amazing. We got to see Depeche Mode not too long ago, probably like about 3 years ago, over here at the Barclays Center. And I'm not even like a Depeche Mode super fan, but it was a fantastic show. But my top three, number 3 was probably Black Crowes in Starkville in the mid 90s at the amphitheater there at Mississippi State. Only because I was working at the radio station at the time. We had backstage passes, and we got to go backstage, and everybody was just fucking baked as a cake, except for the drummer. The drummer was like, everybody was just like, just like stoned out of their gourd, signing pictures. But the drummer of Black Crowes like, "Hey, everybody, good to see you." I think he was probably, he probably had a little bit of the booger sugar.
Pick me up after the show.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's drummer. He's got to,
face,
yeah, he's got to have that energy. So that was number 3. Number 2 was probably Plant and Page at the Pyramid in Memphis.
Money.
And they did the song. They did a song that when Jimmy Page was touring with the guy from Whitesnake, when it was what was his name? Coverdale.
David.
When there was
they did Coverdale.
They did a song. What's his face? Robert Plant did the lead song, did the vocals that Coverdale did with Page. It was like, I can't remember what the name of the song was, but he just fucking blasted it out of the park. But the number one, and it'll always be number one to me, is Pink Floyd in the Superdome, 96. We had nosebleed seats, and we were a buddy of mine was like a super straight-laced guy, didn't drink, didn't smoke, super Republican too, but he loved Pink Floyd. It was like, okay, but he was like a fun guy to go to concerts with. Anyway, so we're in the Superdome, right, up in the cheap seats, and so all the pre-show stuff's going on. All of a sudden the lights go down, and as the lights are dimming, you see this billow of smoke rise to the top of the Superdome. And I looked at my buddy, I said, "Dude, whether you want to or not, you're gonna be stoned. You're gonna be wrecked for this show." And he was like, and by the end of the show, he was like, "Oh, this is the greatest show ever. We gotta go get something to eat." All right, so on that note, we should probably wrap things up. Steve, you got a show tonight?
I don't.
No?
Not tonight.
You took the night off for me?
I'm taking the night off for you, Warren. Well, and
this
Jesse.
is for you. This is all yours, Steve. I'm as free as bird now, and this bird you'll never change.
All right, now hold on one second. The thing is,
that was not a heart, Steve. That was like a triangle.
It was a triangle. How do you do
that
it?
was not
my
good.
fingers don't work.
Yeah, your fingers don't work. What the hell?
You were doing the Jay-Z. You were giving me the Illuminati, man. And this bird you cannot change.
You fellas got to come on the Fearlessly Authentic podcast here and one time.
We'll do.
I would love that.
You guys have invited me a couple of times, and every time I'm always just I've been trying to stay up later and later these days, but by the time that you guys go on, I'm just like, oh boy, I don't want to just pass out, like Grandpa Simpson.
Tell us what's good for you. We'll adjust. No biggie at all.
We'll make it work. I promise we'll make it work.
Thank you. This has been so fun, Warren.
Yeah,
Steve,
seriously, this was a blast. Really was.
So, Steve, tell everybody where they can find you, when's your next show, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill.
You can find me on Steve Cutler Live or on Lucky Burrito channel. Both of those are on YouTube, or at Steve Cutler Live on Twitters or Odyssey or wherever. There's a whole bunch of them. And that's where we are. Sunday we have the ladies' night on Fearlessly Authentic. Everybody should come check that out on the Lucky Burrito channel.
Right on.
Yes, after Sabby's this weekend.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Savvy Sav's doing the women's summit this
women.
weekend. That's going to be awesome. I can't wait for that. There's going to be a lot of really, really good ladies on there too. So some of them are in the chat, I believe. So, Jesse, what about you, brother?
See, Sunday night as well. Actually, after the summit, I believe Misty and I are kicking off a kind of a birthday stream. I was like, you know what? I just want to get to have some people come hang out. Just whoever wants to come chill and just kind of play some covers, just whatever, kind of a open request, hang out, drink a good bit, and it's kind of
sweet. We'll have to come check you out.
What we love. So I think we'll be doing that probably like 9:30 or something. I think Sunday night.
Awesome.
Right on. So you boys have fun. You have a good time. You want to do this again sometime? I want to do another music night. I think we should. We only scratched the surface. We only scratched the surface about music. I get talked for music like for hours. You know what I mean? So many stories to tell from back in the day too. That Steve, you know, this young blood needs to know some of these stories too. So you know, I want
got to share all the knowledge, brother.
Exactly. You know, we got to etch that shit in stone so the next generation can learn how we did it back in the day.
We didn't even get into impressions. That was a whole thing. So that's going to have to be another night.
You can do an impression. You want to?
Come on, give us some walking. What's up?
Let's hear it. Let's hear. Let's
look. My walking's not solid. I'm not a.
What's your best? What's your best impression? Let's hear it.
A little Walter Brennan.
Nice.
When I read Dr. Seuss to my kid, I always try to throw in voices. So for Sala Salou, Walter Brennan is the it's the midwinter jicker. Midwinter jicker came early this year. It's not gonna be very comfy around here. Any fool would get out, so I've packed up my things. And I'm off to my granddaddy's out in Palm Springs. Take cover.
Nicely done, sir.
Your kid's gonna have the coolness complex. He's gonna be like, yeah, no, it wasn't. I didn't have that kind of childhood, but I know all these voices in my head, and I'm not schizophrenic or anything.
I think that's the thing. You're like, as musicians and just weird people that we are, you have to give that to your kids, you know, and make them embrace that fucking, know, the different stuff.
Yep.
Steve, do you have any impressions? You do? Do you have? What's your favorite impression?
I don't know. I don't really.
Boobies.
Huh?
Your boobies.
Boobies. Quit looking at my boobies, you guys.
Can we say?
Come on.
My eyes are up here. My eyes are up here.
Eyes are up here. Okay.
45 minutes into the stream before I got that and put those together, I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it finally clicked for me.
Thank you very much.
I made that shirt for Steve.
That was a Halloween gift.
I was like, I saw your shirt that said "boo," and I couldn't tell if those were like honeycomb cereal. On the end, like, boo, honeycomb. Why do you hate honeycomb? What the fuck did honeycomb cereal do to you, man? Were you like a count? You're like a you a Count Chocula stan? Is that what it is? You like Team Chocula?
Honeycomb cereal killed my wife.
You were obviously not there on Halloween.
Team Frankenberry.
Honeycomb's fatal. Yeah. It's a fucking murderer. Yo. He killed my wife. Yeah.
Oh man.
That was uncalled for. Fucking murdering ass cereal.
Here, this is when you do this on the way out.
It's a serial killer. Killer. That's what we call a stretch.
We love you.
Gamer says, "Is the show about over?" Yeah, Gamer, we're pretty much done. If we're doing like talking about honeycomb killing people, so that you pretty much reached the end of the line there.
Or
so
are we just winding up? I mean, I feel like we're just.
We're just getting started. No, this is just a teaser.
The meat and potatoes of everything.
This is I know, surreal. Yeah, this is a teaser for the sequel. So this is just a little teaser for the sequel. So
Previously on Extra Bulla.
Honeycomb kills you. Yeah. Fuck me up. Whoa.
Can we seriously make one of those for the next one? Take some of the best highlights and I'll do a previously on Extra Bulla.
Yes.
Now I want to make the honeycomb murder song. That's what I want to do. Fuck, man.
If one of us can't make it, let's be
collaboration. Let's do it.
The part of Jesse Jett will be played by Pasta, or just whoever ends up being.
We'll just reface different people.
Yeah, right.
Put Pasta's face on a honeycomb. I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. Yeah. You piece of shit. Go to hell. Oh man.
So
all right. Well,
definitely sewn for the next episode.
Yeah. Stay tuned, everyone. You never know where that's gonna go.
I know, Jesse. We talked about doing these impressions and stuff, but we're gonna have to definitely. Well, next time you come on, we're just that's all we're gonna do. It's just gonna be nothing but impressions the whole fucking time, and we don't have to talk about anything else. Exactly.
Of each other.
Look. I'm a garden gnome.
Wow. That's too
right.
soon. That's
All right,
too
sorry.
soon. I do a little bit of a Sean Connery. Like, I'll call your house and say shush 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 a lot. See, it's no good.
Yeah.
The kids don't even know. Anyway,
They don't.
I appreciate you. Like I said, all your goodies are down below in the description. You want to get a hold of these guys on Twitter and on YouTube. Fabulous musicians. Please check out Steve Cutler live on YouTube and with Lucky Burrito. Lucky what's Lucky's show again? Tell us, Lucky.
Fearless.
Oh my god.
Fearlessly authentic.
Now I want to hear her say it. Bring all your fucking Dr. Doolittle animals in here too.
Say it in the mic.
You got this whole fucking zoo over there. Come on, let's hear it.
Got a small zoo.
Fearlessly authentic with Lucky Burrito. And Jesse, you've got check out Jesse's music. Check out.
She's on the show with me on Sunday, and so is Hunter Carranza. They're my co-hosts.
I love Hunter. Hunter's so sweet. We were on Misty's show last night. She had that like that moonlighting fuzzy glow to her, and it was like very nice. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very angelic.
I like her. I like when she gets all fired up.
Yeah.
I like her accent. She sounds like she's
fired up.
She sounds like she's from Wisconsin when she talks. She has that kind of.
I like it when all the people get fired up about something, you know, like Jesse's like on a song and fucking delivering that and feeling that shit, you know, that the passion that people have is like can't be understated. We must
Jesse,
keep
on bringing that awareness through your music. It's beautiful. It's beautiful stuff. And you can check out a lot of his tunes on his YouTube channel too. Where else can they find your music?
I mean, any streaming services. Bandcamp is really the best place. There's a few things I don't have on Spotify and streaming stuff. Like my 50s doo-wop album is only on Bandcamp.
Right on.
It's a hoot. I'm really proud of that one. So yeah, I can't recommend enough. Having some drinks and being your own barbershop quartet. It's a blast. Try it.
I concur.
10 would recommend. So.
I tried doing that, but the neighbors complain and they end up calling the cops sometimes. So I have to.
Always gonna be.
I try to sing like I'm 4 people, so you know it's hard. It's a horrible life. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Lucky, thanks for popping in. You and the pupper and the kitties, and Jesse, your kitties too. Much love to all of y'all, and thank everybody in the chat. We got Lainey and Jilly and Elle. Ed Heller showed up. Appreciate you. I saw Fred Edward in the mix. Noli D, my future ex-wife. Oh, I swear to God, once I put that Spider-Man outfit, you and me, girl. My spider senses aren't gonna be the only thing tingling. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Anyway, rim shot. Have a great night, everybody, and as always, wash your ass, and remember this, fuck.
See, I built a career out of fighting for the underdogs.